All right, and welcome back to another episode of the Laces Out podcast. This is week 3. I'm Discounts. Alongside me, we have Jay Bunk. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Well, I'm doing okay, because I'm 1-1 in my main league, our main league, UCFL. I'm 1-1, but the other two, I'm 2-0. So I'm happy about that. But of course, I'm not 2-0 in the one that I want to be in, right?
That's how it goes sometimes.
How? What about you though? How are you feeling so far going into week 3?
Feeling better than I did after week one. After you shot on me week one, I was feeling pretty down in the dumps about my team. Had glaring holes at a lot of positions. Um, the literal definition of studs and duds. Um, I had two studs, and then everything else was duds. And yeah, that sums up my team right there. um,
Yeah.
But I was able to make a big trade that kind of shook the UCFL and um, filled out my team a lot better and had a decisive victory week 2, and I like where we're headed now.
Yeah, I mean, you made a couple trades that I think turned your whole team, because you were top heavy, right? You had a
Mm-hmm.
couple players that were just studs. I mean, we can name them. Brees Hall and Amon-Ra St. Brown were two guys in that deal that you made with Hex, and he gave a lot though too. So you had also what, Derrick Henry and James Cook.
I got Derrick Henry, James Cook, Olave, Malik Neighbors,
Yeah, so big names everywhere.
and Dobbins back.
So I mean, yeah, with having all those names, it's such a big trade. So I'm sure you were like, am I making the right choice? There's a lot of big names here on this, on this deal. Am I gonna make it? Am I
Yep.
gonna be the one that makes it out, right? And still, you still can't really tell until, I would say, well, 5-6 weeks or something, unless
Right.
there's some bad injuries. But definitely look good after that trade that you made, because you definitely bounced back. But what about going on in just the regular NFL? What do you want to talk about, really?
I mean, I think week 2 kind of summarized by the injury insanity. Uh, I mean, some big names hitting the IR,
Yeah,
getting banged up. Um, a lot of unknowns, man. Like I was looking at Water Boys, who's not with us right now, but I was looking at his team, and Pacheco went to the IR. AJ Brown's out.
yep.
Um, who's his other guy that's out? I can't
And
think of
there's
who. But he's
there's
got multiple. He's got
plenty of
like three guys
teams.
out.
There's plenty of teams out there that's in that same boat, because of the injuries, right?
Yep.
You have, like you said, Pacheco. Like, that was one that kind of just popped up, um, and then the others, like, I guess in the past we had Jordan Love and all that, but Cooper Cup and Nakua, it is like all this other players that are
Mm-hmm.
just dropping like flies. Of course, CMC just, he's having issues himself. So yeah, it's tough out there. I'm not gonna say anything because wait, I do I have wood around me? Yeah, we're good. I got some wood around, so I haven't got struck with the injuries too hard. Um, but I've had maybe Kenneth Walker banged up, but other than that, I had his backup, so it paid off.
Yeah, I mean that was another deal I struck um, after week 1 was with you trading
Yeah, that's
you.
right.
You had a need at RB, so I sent you Charbonnet and I got Bowers in return, and it worked
And
out for
Bowers
both of
popped
us.
off.
Yeah,
No,
Bowers popped off, but then Charbonnet also he did really well in Walker's absence. So
yeah, I mean, I felt like I just needed to get that deal done for security, and that way I don't really have to worry about my running backs. I mean, you see the injuries that are happening, so I was a little
mhm.
nervous. So I went and got my insurance guy, um, with obviously a little bit of, had to give up a little piece of my my hope, because I really did have hope for Brock Bowers. You see what he's doing, man. He's looking
Right.
good. He's getting the targets. So for those who are struggling with tight ends, the people who have Brock Bowers and uh, you're feeling better than the people who have Kelsey. You're feeling
Yeah.
better who the people who have. I mean, right now, just about a lot of the tight ends, right? Mark
Not
Andrews, I
anybody,
can
man.
name.
I mean,
Yeah, I can name them
Andrews,
all.
Laporta, he hasn't been doing well. I mean,
Right?
yeah, he's up there.
Njoku. I mean, that's what I'm saying. There's plenty of or there's not points at all at that tight end spot. So
Right.
if you're getting points at that tight end spot, that's pretty special. That means you're getting an edge in that matchup. So far, Bunk, that's good for you in that tight end spot. Hopefully, Pitts can get his head out of his ass here in week 3 because he caught the touchdown week 1, and then of course week 2 kind of was real quiet, and then that was another whole thing too. What a game that was, that Monday.
Dude, insane.
We had some money on the line and didn't go our way when we see a Drake London last minute touchdown. Was not what we were looking for.
Yeah, I mean, that game altogether wasn't what I expected. I mean, in a sense, it was in the fact that Saquon and Bijan um, demanded the touches. I mean, they both hit their yardage overage, receiving and rushing, which I figured. But the fact that neither one of them scored a touchdown, which is what I was banking on, really shocked me. And then Philly just choked at the end, man. Saquon catches that ball, it's a different conversation. But then you go back to the first quarter, Philly didn't kick that field goal.
Yep.
They went for it on fourth down, so they left points on the board there. I mean, it's just like, you look back across the game and it's like Philly had multiple opportunities and just blew it. And
Um,
then hats off to Atlanta and Kirk Cousins for capitalizing.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, he prime time Kirk, right? I mean, he actually he pulled up in prime time and showed up and got a win for the Falcons. Who I feel like they really needed that. That week 1, they went up against the Steelers and really, everyone's talking all about how good the Falcons offense is going to be. And you didn't really see it much because they're going up against a great defensive Steelers. But now you get to see a little bit in that Eagles game, but still, it kind of waited. They didn't do much besides Bijan just working that ground.
Right.
But at the end, Kirk Cousins came clutch, Drake London, and we're out of some money. But either way, so anything surprise you in week 2 that you weren't expecting? For me, I mean, I went to that Panthers Chargers game. I knew that game was gonna be bad. That's why I put my money on the Chargers. So I walked out a little happy because at least I got something right. The Panthers didn't do anything right. They need Andy Dalton to come in week 3. I don't know what that says. I mean, it can't get any worse. So I don't know. So I knew that was going to happen. But the one thing that shocked me was in the same division, the New Orleans Saints, man, they came out and started balling. And just even though they rolled over the Panthers in week 1,
Yeah.
it didn't look like they missed a beat going into week 2 against Dallas.
Nah, man. I mean, that was a statement game. I think after beating the Panthers, everybody was like, "Oh, okay, well, it's the Panthers." Like, good job.
Yeah,
But dude, going into Dallas,
yeah,
dominating them the way that they did the whole game. I mean, they
yeah,
they got to be one of the favorites to be the best team in the NFC right now, based off that. And then they play Philly Sunday, so I mean, you're looking at back-to-back opportunities for them to prove that they're one of the better teams in the league, and I think they'll do it. I mean, Philly hasn't shown me anything. I mean,
yeah.
they just lost to the Falcons. So, I mean, I look for the Saints to keep dominating, and the way that division is, I mean, I think Bucks and Falcons are going to be competing, but man, if the Saints keep up their defense the way it's been, and then their offense being as explosive as it is with Kubiak there now, it just they're gonna they're gonna walk into the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Saints, if they can keep this up, I do feel like they will come back down to earth a little bit. I don't know what game that's going to be. Like you said, I mean, I do see them beating the Eagles, but I don't know. Eagles kind of get embarrassed. Maybe they bounce back. It's hard to say. It's just they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
They did not look that good. I mean, if and everyone says if Saquon would have caught that ball or whatever, then obviously it's a different game. But
Right.
same time, it was really just a Saquon and Bijan show, and then
Mm-hmm.
Devontae Smith getting a little bit of work. But either way, we got a Thursday night game with the Jets or this Thursday. Am I correct? It's the
Yep.
Jets and the Patriots. So, any thoughts on that?
Um, yeah, I mean, shout out to King Chris. Patriots suck. No, I'm just.
No, I'm not
um,
playing either.
I had to throw that in there in case he hears it. But um, I mean, I think I'm looking at the Jets, man. Like, I haven't seen anything out of them that's like they're one of the top teams in the AFC. Like everybody's talking about Rodgers. Rodgers is healthy, and they're going to be one of the better teams. But I mean, we saw them get demolished opening week, and then didn't look that great this past weekend. And then now they're facing the Patriots. A little tougher defense, can run the ball, which the Jets suck at stopping the run.
Yeah.
So it's like, are they going to show up and prove that they're one of the better teams, or are they going to continue disappointing?
I mean, you covered just about my thoughts on that when it comes to the Patriots. Good defense, and they have a run game. Well, Jets suck at defending the run, so maybe we'll have a game. But I will say though, once I feel like the Jets eventually will click. I don't know when that will be. Will it
Mm-hmm.
be against the Patriots? I don't know. Maybe Rodgers can outsmart the Patriots defense. It's very possible. Veteran
Yeah.
quarterback to do so. Obviously, he's not the same prime time Rodgers that we've gotten in the past. But I do think he can get back to where he was. His knowledge is still there. So as long as he can start clicking with these receivers, then it'll be okay. And Brees is going to be fine. He's going to do his thing. So I feel like it's going to be either a really close, just neck and neck field goal, rushing touchdown, just back and forth like that, or we're going to see. I think the Jets either do that or they'll just start hitting their passes and start clicking. But we will see. I don't know. I'm in on the Jets this week.
Yeah, I mean, I picked. I've already done my pick'ems, and I picked the Jets to win. But I mean, the way the primetime games have looked this year, and the way the Patriots can play defense, and Jets have a solid defense as well. Um, I mean, I could see it being like a 21-18 or
Yeah,
17-14 kind of
it
game.
wouldn't
Like,
shock me if the Patriots did win this game, by a field goal or something like that. Like it's just like a tight game back and forth. But I just don't see them like blowing them out or whatever. If there's a blowout, I think it's going to be on the other side.
right?
Um, I mean, do you want to talk about a little bit about waivers? We just had our waivers like officially for the UCFL come out this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Most leagues, I would say, is the following day. So for tomorrow, so some players have not gotten their waivers in. You want to talk about maybe who should be their top pickups?
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw some of it today. Chiefs backfield with Pacheco and IR is kind of a question mark. I mean,
Yeah,
you would think Piron gets the pass work. Carson Steele, the rookie, is assuming going to take the 3-down role and be the bruiser and probably the goal line back. And then I guess they signed Kareem Hunt, so I guess we'll have to see. I mean,
Yeah,
he's on the
dude, it's
practice
such
squad, but
it's just such a question mark in that
yeah,
backfield. And so it's like, yeah, use your fab, use your waiver order, just trying to get these waiver picks through, because Steele could be the guy. I mean, I'm not saying he's not. It's just there's no guarantee for any of these players. Like Steele could be good week one, the very first week that he's in, and then it's Hunt time. Once Hunt learns the playbook again, like he's back. So like who knows? And then like you said, P Ryan being that passing back. Well, I mean, Mahomes going to be doing a little dump passes. You saw what he does a lot with McKinnon. So
right.
I mean, P Ryan could be the same exact thing. So I don't
Yeah.
know. That I feel like it's just a real big question mark on that. And then other than that, there wasn't really any standout guys on the waivers this week. I kind of just picked up some kickers and defense in
Yeah.
my 3 leagues and kind of left it there.
Yeah, that's what I did. I picked up a defense because I'm just streaming defense. I don't know why you wouldn't stream defense.
Yeah.
And then I mean, if you're looking for a quarterback, I like Baker Mayfield if he's available. I like Derek Carr if he's available. But
Yeah,
other than
Derek
that,
Carr I've
yeah,
seen was the top option at QB um, for today. So yeah, definitely Derek Carr. And like we said, I mean they're on a roll. Why not just like get him while he's hot? I mean there's QBs. I'm sure people who have Tuas in the league in their leagues and stuff. Yeah, pick up Derek Carr. Like you'll be
right.
happier with him than some of these other options. Like I'd rather have Derek Carr than Kirk Cousins. I'd rather have Derek Carr than most of these
A
guys that
lot
you
of
can just,
quarterbacks,
yeah,
honestly.
most of these quarterbacks that are down on those waivers, he's really the only one worth a damn picking up in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so. Other than like keep an eye, I'll
Yeah,
say
keep
not
an eye out. Right, your
an
league's
eye
got
on like
y'all's leagues might be different from ours because you guys might
right.
have a whoever just sitting there like Jaden Daniels on the waivers and yeah. Just make sure still check, definitely check.
Yeah, I mean we got we're a pretty deep and then pretty savvy league. I would
Right,
say we got guys with 3 quarterbacks and you know
supplement
whatever. So you don't
spots.
always have
Right.
guys sitting there that usually are available. But one guy just keep an eye on, see if he keeps balling is Sam Darnold. I mean he's looked really well so far in Minnesota, connecting with Justin Jefferson. I think it's surprising a lot of people because there's a lot of talk about McCarthy getting the job, and when he got hurt, it was Sam's by default, and he showed
He's
up,
been,
man. I mean,
yeah.
they're looking good.
He's trying to keep that job, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He's
So,
showing up to work and putting in work.
hmm.
But you want to talk a little bit about Miami? I mean, this is kind of the reason why I bring it up. After Tua goes down, do you think Miami Dolphins are going to be the same, or do you think they're going to get a veteran quarterback in there? What do you think they need to do, and what do you think like is going to happen?
I would definitely, if I was them, I would definitely get a veteran. Tannehill's out there. Um, who knows if Tom Brady would entertain coming back.
Nah, he's out.
But I would
He's
try to
out.
get. I would try to go after a veteran. I think Tannehill would be a great option. He's been there before, and I think he would give them the better. I don't think Skylar Thompson's it. And as far as fantasy is concerned, I mean, really the only one that I would want on the team right now would be Achan. Um,
Yeah.
I I think Hill's going to suffer from it. I think Waddle's probably the biggest. Hill may still get his targets on
Yeah, you
screens
can
and be able
still
to make
start Hill.
something out of nothing. But
Yeah.
Waddle,
Uh,
man, I mean, he drops down to a low flex probably.
I agree. I've seen him. I think in the UCFL, he's on the bench spot right now for whoever's got him. So like, yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously Hill. I think you got to play him. But other than even though, because he's still that threat to where they can run a reverse or something, and he can
Hmm.
just take off. So he's still relevant. Um, because I think they're gonna try to force feed him. And then, but Achane though, like yeah, I think he benefits from this.
Right.
Um, I think he's just gonna be a stud over there. Just hopefully he can keep up his efficient running like he does, and they'll be fine. Um, Either way on that. Anything else you want to cover?
Um. Hmm. I don't think so, man. I mean, Cardinals are looking very dangerous. Um.
Yeah,
I mean, what they did to the Rams. I mean, granted, the Rams aren't the Rams of 3 or 4 years ago, but especially with all the injuries they've got. But man, does Kyler Murray look good? Freaking Marvin Harrison looks like the stud that everybody thought he was going to be. Connor's freaking a beast on the ground. I mean, they look really good, man. If they can play any sort of defense, they're going to be a tough team.
that division's just so tough, man. I mean, you see all those teams, and all those teams are like, yeah, all those are great teams that can like has a possibility to make a playoff run. I mean, it's just I think that one's a toss up because yeah, the 49ers with CMC being banged up, but I don't think it's really affecting them that much. But the Vikings came out and beat them, so
Yeah,
I don't know, man. If and then the Rams are banged up. I mean, if the
that big
Cardinals,
time.
yeah, I mean, they're receivers. I mean, it's literally nobody over there. Who did you say it was their starting receiver right now? Robinson, right?
Marcus Robinson's the number one. Tyler
Dude, what
Johnson. I
is
mean,
going on? So Kyron is that guy now. So
he's got to be.
he's the guy who's receiving that bump up. So for those who are playing in FanDuel, uh, winners here, talking to y'all. Week one, myself won, and then week two, Bunk won the FanDuel contest that we do each and every week. Um, and so yeah, so I would say the ones that we're looking at is also Kyron Williams for that little boost. I don't know what his price is. I haven't even looked on FanDuel yet or anything, so no FanDuel advice. But I will say that his stock has definitely gone up. I'm sure his price hasn't gone too far up because I think they already post those prices before the Cooper Cup news and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm assuming they're going to be low priced.
yeah, it should be
But
interesting.
yeah, man. Well, I guess if we want to wrap it up.
Yeah, man. One thing to point out is the Ravens, man. Like, what's going on with them? Lost a tough game to the Chiefs, but then got beat by the Raiders
Yeah,
this
yeah,
past week, and that was kind of ugly. So interested to see with the Cowboys this weekend. That should be a pretty good matchup if they bounce back, or if the Cowboys bounce back from getting
dude.
annihilated by the
I'm
Saints.
so nervous in our pick'em this week because there's so many toss ups. Like it's tough. Like
It
I'm
is,
kind of
man.
I'm when it comes to the sports betting and everything, I'm kind of staying away from those back and forth games.
Mhm.
I'm just kind of like, all right, I'm gonna just look at this Tampa playing Denver game and the Raiders playing the Panthers game. Like I'm just gonna be picking on these bad teams because this week is I think is gonna be pretty exciting. I think there's gonna be a lot of upsets and a lot of just like question mark like and just game winning touchdowns, man. Football is freaking back, and we're seeing it. I mean, we've already seen uh, games called by just a little tip, a little, just a little bit too much shoe, right?
Yep.
And we've already seen that before, and we've seen game winning touchdowns on Monday night, too. So, uh, man, it's awesome having football is back.
Oh, dude, I love it, man. I mean, freaking from Thursday to Monday is freaking awesome. You got Thursday night football. Some weeks you get Friday. Then you got college football on Saturday. Freaking NFL all day Sunday, and then Monday night football. I mean, it's just. I'm sure my wife hates it, but I freaking love it.
Amen. They I think they usually understand though. They understand. At the end of the day, they know this is what gets us going, man. This is it.
Right.
Fantasy football and Laces Out podcast. Another Laces Out podcast in the books. This is week 3. We did miss our beloved Water Boy. Hopefully he will be back next week. So, last week we were missing Bunk, and now he's here. So hopefully we can get y'all both here in the same call for next week, and hopefully we can get some wins.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, that's it for the Laces Out podcast. We'll see you in week 4. Good luck to everyone in their matchups. Unless you're playing me, then screw you. See you guys later.
Peace out.
See ya.